Hey, halflings! Thank you for tuning in and joining me and supporting the channel just by being here. I really appreciate it. Today's very exciting. We're going to dive into the newest Magic Tree House series, just the normal series, not the Merlin Mission series. Mary Pope Osborne published this Time of the Turtle King 3 weeks ago, I believe, on September 5th, if I'm remembering correctly. So it's newer. It just came out, and I am super excited to be caught up with this series and start following when she publishes them. So stay tuned as they come out. There might be more gaps between Magic Tree House videos, but I do continue to keep up with recording them as they come out. And of course, I have a few more Merlin Mission series books to read too. So stay tuned for those. A few housekeeping things. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, I would really appreciate it if you did so, just to help us continue to grow. Thank you so much for helping me reach 200 subscribers a little while ago. I am super excited. And if you like the videos, please leave a like as well. And now, without further ado, let's dive into book number 38 of the Magic Tree House series, Time of the Turtle King. Chapter 1, To a Port Far Away. Knock, knock. Jack opened his eyes and looked at his clock. It said 6:13 a.m. It was Tuesday, a school day, but school didn't start for another 2 hours. Knock, knock. Why was someone knocking on his door? Jack wondered. Come in, he murmured. The door opened. Annie slipped into the room. Guess what? She said in a hushed voice. You won't believe it. I saw an albatross flying outside my window. A what? Said Jack. An albatross, said Annie. A huge white bird that flies over the ocean. It can fly or float on the water for years without ever touching land. And it was circling her house. You're right. I don't believe it, said Jack. He rolled over and closed his eyes. No, it was real, I promise, said Annie. It was a messenger from a faraway place. I'm sure of it. Like that oxpecker bird that only lives in Africa, remember? It led us to the grasslands. Jack suddenly felt fully awake. Oh, he said. He sat up. Maybe we should check it out. Yes, come on, let's go, said Annie. Okay, but we have to be back in 15 minutes before Mom and Dad wake up, said Jack. Meet you outside, said Annie. Right, said Jack. Annie left Jack's room. Jack changed into his jeans, a t-shirt, and a hoodie. Then he slipped down the stairs and met Annie on the front porch. The morning was gray and chilly. Annie was looking at the early September sky. Do you see the white bird? Asked Jack. No, said Annie, frowning. Let's check the woods. Okay, but we'd better make it fast, said Jack. Jack and Annie left their porch. They hurried across the yard and up their street. Hey, I see it now, said Jack. Oh man, it's huge! The albatross was flying above the Frog Creek woods. It has the widest wingspan of any bird on earth, said Annie. It's incredible, said Jack. He and Annie dashed across the street and into the woods. As they ran, a cool breeze made the leaves rustle. Early morning birds were calling out to each other. Jack and Annie ran between the trees until they came to the tallest oak. They looked up. Good work, said Jack. The Magic Tree House was back. Thank the albatross, not me, said Annie. The giant white bird was circling high above the tree house. It dipped down for a moment, then it soared off into the gray sky. We're on our way, Annie called after the albatross. She and Jack scrambled up the rope ladder. As soon as they were inside the treehouse, Jack saw a piece of paper on the floor. He picked it up. Morgan's handwriting, he said. He read aloud. Your badges are magic. You'll be what they say. Clip them on when you land in a port far away. Show them to strangers, and they'll all agree, no matter your age, experts they'll see. But the expert to find, the one to admire, is the one you must save from a river of fire. Be honest and gentle, no need to be smart. Just look eye to eye and talk heart to heart. Magic badges? Said Annie. She and Jack looked around the treehouse. There, said Jack. He pointed to 2 badges tucked in a corner. Annie grabbed them. They look like name tags, she said, but they're blank. Annie handed one of the badges to Jack. It had a clip to attach it to a piece of clothing. Jack looked at Morgan's rhyme again. According to this, we put them on when we land, and then when we each become an expert. But what kind of expert? Said Annie. I don't know, said Jack. It seems we're about to know tons of stuff about something, like you know about animals. Oh, I only know a little compared to a real expert, said Annie. Then I wonder what kind of real experts we'll be, said Jack. He looked around the treehouse. The only book he saw was the Pennsylvania book that always took them home. Ah, darn, no research book, Jack said. Like our last trip, said Annie. Yeah, but at least then we had a little brochure to read, said Jack. Oh, said Annie, I get it. Morgan said we'd turn into experts. If we're experts, we won't need lots of extra information to help us. Maybe, said Jack. Okay, let's go. He looked at Morgan's note again. I think if we point to the word, a port far away, the treehouse will take us there. Wait, what's a port exactly? Asked Annie. You know, a town where ships and other boats go in and out, said Jack. It's usually beside the sea. Oh, right, makes sense, said Annie. That's where an albatross would hang out, for sure. Let's try it. Jack pointed to the words, a port far away. I wish we could go there, he said. The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely still.